Greetings, LaSallians. Today we're going to talk about the experiential learning cycle. I am Elaine Beltran, here to walk you through the process. What are we waiting for? Let's head on to the video. In the first phase, which is orientation introduction, the facilitator is expected to introduce themselves to the participants and encourage them to introduce themselves as well to build rapport. Specify the objectives of structured learning experience, orient participants about the concept that the SLE will focus on, which is diversity training. The title of the activity is Diversity Training, Perspective Taking Activity, with the following objectives. To promote healthy group and steady working environment, which embraces people with different backgrounds, experiences, ideas, and skills that can work together efficiently. To create environment that nurtures and values this diversity. To become aware of other people's standpoint and increase self-awareness. And to increase the knowledge of inclusive language within the group. Also, to achieve cultural competence in order to counter stereotypes. And lastly, to develop cultural sensitivity that help individuals to know the difference between cultures. Diversity training is an identity-based activity with an emotionally changed nature that intends to enhance participants' awareness about diverse kinds of differences, their inclination toward appreciating contrast among other people, and give knowledge to boost their relational abilities across diversity. It is one of the ways to establish an environment whereby people can feel that they are included, respected, and valued. Through this activity, the mindsets of people may be influenced, which could result in homogeneous interactions and outcomes of work groups, as well as broader understanding. Wonderful afternoon, everyone. I am Elaine Beltran, the facilitator for this activity entitled Diversity Training Perspective Taking Activity. I am excited to work with you and hopefully we can learn together. Before we start, I want you to introduce yourself as well so that we can chase away any shyness you have. Any volunteer? Any volunteer? Okay, Kylene.
Hi everyone. I am Kaylin de Guzman, but you can call me Kai, and I am from San Pedro City, Laguna.
Hello, Kai. Glad to meet you. Now, moving on to the next person. Any volunteer?
Hi guys, I am Danica Hershey Toramocho, but you can call me Hershey, and I am from Muntinlupa City.
Hello, Hershey. Happy to see you here. Okay, let's move on to the next person.
Hi guys, I'm Ranzi Vianeta and you can call me Z and I'm from Quezon Province.
Hi, Rancy. You look good today. So, and last, we have.
Hi everyone, I'm Carla Andrea Bayani, but you can call me Carla, and I am from Florida Blanca, Pampanga.
Hello, Carla. Nice to see everyone. As we already know each other's name, I would like to impart that in this activity, we aim to do the following. First is to promote a healthy group and steady working environment which embraces people with different backgrounds, experiences, ideas, and skills that can work together efficiently. Next is to create an environment that nurtures and value diversity, to become aware of other people's standpoint and increase self-awareness, to increase the knowledge of inclusive language within the group, to achieve cultural competence in order to counter stereotyping, and to develop cultural sensitivity that helps individuals to know the differences between culture. Also, I would like to orient you about the concept that the SLE will focus on, which is diversity training. So basically, the diversity training program is an identity-based activity with an emotionally charged nature. It intends to enhance participants' awareness about diverse kinds of differences, their inclination toward appreciating contrast among other people, and give knowledge to boost their relational abilities across diversity. A diversity training program aims to boost participants' awareness about different types of diversity, appreciating differences among coworkers, and provide knowledge and strategy to enhance employees' internal and communicational skills across diversity to help build a positive work environment. Also, diversity training is one of the ways to establish an environment whereby people can feel that they are included, respected, and valued. Moreover, through diversity training, mindsets of people may be influenced that can result in a homogeneous interactions and outcomes of work group as well as broader understanding. As graduating students, your experience in this activity would be beneficial when you all become professionals and encounter different people in the workplace. Moving on to the second phase, instructions, the facilitator will explain the activity associated with the SLE, which is perspective taking. Divide the participants into groups and will entertain questions, inquiries of the participants. Perspective taking will help in exercising your capacity to understand how a circumstance appears to someone else and how that someone will respond to the situation. Step 1. Discuss the goals of perspective taking activity. The participants will familiarize themselves with one another by focusing and thoroughly listening to one another. The participants will ponder on specific aspects of themselves that they would want the group to focus on. After pondering, the participants will state one aspect of their identity, such as the common stereotype that they receive from others. Step 2. Members of the group will listen to each other's shared aspects. That the participants will ask to be put themselves in someone else's shoes. The participants will express their internalized perspective taking of each member by stating, "You are," "That's why I think," to open discussions about stereotyping. And step 3. The participants will respond to what their group members think of them by stating, "I am," but "I am," "do not," to facilitate cultural competence and diversity awareness. Open discussions will be entertained to avoid misunderstanding and be able to break any stigma. Okay, that being said, an activity was prepared for you guys that is associated with diversity training, and that is perspective taking. Since we only have a small group, I will no longer divide you into groups. So, okay, let me explain the activity first. Perspective taking is about exercising your capacity to understand how a circumstance appears to someone else and how that someone will respond to the situation. In this activity, each of you will have your own turn, and you guys will be both the sender and receiver of perspectives. First, ponder on specific aspects of yourselves that you would want the other participants to focus on, then tell it to them. As participants, you should listen to each other's shared aspects. If it is not your turn to be the receiver, you will put yourself into someone's shoes and you will express your internalized perspective taking in this format. "You are," "That's why I think." Then, when it is your time to be the receiver, you will respond to what the other participants think of you in a format of "I am," "but I am," or "but I do not." Okay? Through this activity, we will be able to emphasize your specific trait or attribute or even the common stereotypes you receive and dispel them. Siyempre, kahit na 4 years kayong magkaklase, malay nyo, may hindi pa kayo alam sa isa't isa. O baka may mali kayong idea about each other. So, are you guys excited and ready for it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good to hear. Let's keep it rolling. I'll give you a minute to think of a specific aspect that you want to share. Okay, who wants to go first? Any strong volunteers? Okay, I think I will call on Kai. She's so happy. She seems so happy today.
Not really. Pero sige. The aspect I want to focus on is one of my hobbies, which is reading.
Okay, reading. So, ayan. Any other volunteers? So, keep in mind yung sinabi ni Kai na specific aspect because you will ponder on it. For next volunteer.
Me na lang.
Okay. Go, Carla.
I want to focus on the aspect of ethnicity, specifically being a Kapampangan for my identity.
Oh, you're a Kapampangan pala. Okay. Okay, next. We have?
Pwedeng ako po.
Okay. Okay,
I
go,
want to
Randy.
Ako naman po, I want to focus on the wrong idea that all people from the province have no idea about urban lifestyle. And also yung concept ng probinsyano.
Okay. And lastly?
Ako naman, I want to focus on my femininity.
Okay. Ayan. Okay. So we have hobbies, yung kay Kai. Then we have Kapampangan kay Carla. And we have Promdi, pagiging probinsyano kay Rancy. And Danica on femininity. Ayan. So we have that in check na. Let's move on naman for doing the activity na. Okay. Any volunteers?
Ako na lang. Start natin kay Lynn.
Okay.
Since you are a book lover, ayun, I think you always have a lot in your reading list, but you've read them all.
Should I answer it na ba?
Yes, go ahead, Kai. You can answer it as I am and I am not.
Yes, I am a book lover and I have a lot on my reading list, but I haven't read them all. Usually, I do not read talaga kapag may pasok since maraming gagawing assessments and all. And syempre, being me, ayoko na parang napuputol yung pagbabasa ko. But lately, even though may class na, nagbabasa na ako kasi wala lang, namimiss ko na magbasa. So, ayun, I am a book lover and I have a lot on my reading list, but I haven't read them all.
Okay. So, siguro tapusin natin lahat kay Carla. Carla, you specific yung bawat member bago tayo mag-move on sa next person. So, Carla, who's the next person you would want?
Next, kay Randy. Randy, you are from the province. That's why I think that when you see city people who use English all the time, you think of them as maarte, ganun.
That's not true. Hindi po totoo yun. Kami pong taga-probinsya is mababait po talaga kami. And tanggap po namin kayo.
That's good to hear, Rancy. Ayan. So, ayan, let's move on. Carla, for
And lastly,
last
for
person.
Hershey, you are a woman. That's why I think that you find it hard to travel alone.
Yeah, mag-agree ako doon na, yeah, it's hard for me to travel alone nga. Kasi, alam niyo na.
Yeah, as a woman, it's parang mayroong mga restrictions, right?
Totoo.
Ayun, Danica, do you care to share other yung mga restrictions na yun, or do you prefer not to say?
Okay, sige. Una, yung judgment sa suot na parang, basta parang masyado ka nilang tinitingnan base sa suot mo. And also, yung sa catcall, ayun.
Yeah,
Mga
that's
ganong
very true.
experience.
Ayun. Thank you, Danica, for sharing. And siguro since ikaw na yung nag-share, okay lang ba na ikaw na yung next?
Okay, sige.
Okay.
Start din ulit ako kay Kai.
Okay.
I think you find joy imagining a world shaped by the book you read. That's why it's hard for you to finish a book because you get too attached to the characters.
Okay. Yes, I find joy imagining a world shaped by the book, but it's not hard for me to finish a book. Yes, I get too attached to the character sometimes, but it doesn't stop me to finish a book. Ayun. Usually kapag nagustuhan ko talaga yung plot and parang attach ako dun sa characters, mas mabilis kong nababasa kasi gustong-gusto ko kung ano yung mangyayari. Gustong-gusto ko na tingnan. So, ayun.
Wow, very imaginative guy. So, okay, let's move on, Danica. Another person
Okay,
for you.
si Bibi Carl naman, you are a Kapampangan. That's why I think you sound angry whenever you speak your language.
Is that true, Carla?
I am a Kapampangan, but I don't sound angry whenever I speak my language. Siguro halata naman. Stereotype lang yun sa mga Kapampangan kasi yung mga mommy kapag nagagalit, yung ratatatatat, puro ganun na. Para silang galit na galit. Pero hindi kami lahat ganun.
Halata nga, Carla eh.
Sweet.
Very sweet.
Okay, and for the last person?
Okay, for Ranzi naman, you're from the province. That's why I think some people think you dress up kind of jologs.
Tawag dito, siguro hindi naman totoo yun for lahat ng mga probinsyano. Pero sa case ko, gusto ko kasi na komportable yung mga suit ko. So, pero okay lang din naman sa akin na matawag Jolo. So,
Grabe naman,
Yeah.
Danica, jologs.
Hindi kasi diba, ayun yung iniisip usually ng mga ibang tiga Manila na parang pag sa province, ganyan.
Hindi, may mga ilan rin naman ako kilala na magaling pumorma. Yun nga, sa case ko, mas gusto ko yung komportable lang na damit. So, okay lang.
Siguro halo-halo lang din yun, katulad dito sa city, no? Na may
Yes.
jologs, merong hindi. Ayun.
Yes.
Depende siguro talaga sa style.
Oo. So, let's move on to Mr. Jologs, Rasi.
So,
It's your time.
Start muna po kay Kaylin. So, since nalaman ko na you're a book lover, inassume ko na introverted ka in nature.
Sige.
Is that true, Kailin?
I am a book lover, but I am not an introverted person. Well, pwede yun back up ng mga personality test na tinake ko. Nakalagay talaga extrovert ako. So, ayun. Pero alam mo, usually nga sabi nga nila daw, kapag book lover talaga, madalas ina-associate sa pagiging introverted. Pero, hindi ko lang rin sure bakit ganun sa akin. Pero ayun, I'm a book lover but I am not an introverted person.
Actually, same tayo kay kasi extroverted din ako but I'm also a book lover. Ayun. So, ayan. Rancy, who's the next person naman?
Next po is si Carla po. First time nakita kita, akala ko talaga half Pinay ka. And then since nalaman ko na Kapampangan, parang na-reinforce yung ganong idea kasi nung pumunta kami sa Pampanga, nung bata pa ako, dami ko nakitang foreigners. So, inassume ko na ganun. So, don't take it as negative.
Di naman, grabe ka. I am a Kapampangan, pero full-on Pinay talaga ako. Though may part sa amin na may kamag-anak kaming galing silang France. Pero may part na lang sa dugo ko yun. Pero full-on Pinay ako kasi Pinoy both parents ko.
Baka
Siguro,
116.
mga ganon actually, yes. Makikita nyo yung mga tita ko, ganyan. Sila para talaga silang mga half foreigner, ganon. Ayun. Pero feel ko kaya ganon kasi noon, dito kasi sa Clark, marami talagang, dito pumupunta yung mga foreigners, nagsistay, ganon. So, given na rin yun. So, tama rin naman.
Okay. So,
Last,
I guess we have one more for Rancy. Ayan.
last po is kay Danica. So, since yun nga po, you're a woman, ina-assume ko na mabilis kayong matakot sa kahit maliliit na bagay. So, sorry.
Ayan, gumanti na si Rancy.
Hindi naman. Hindi ako mabilis matakot. Siguro pag nanonood ng thriller na movies ganyan. Pero sa ibang bagay hindi naman. Matapang ako. Charot.
Ayan. Okay. Then we have last person. Ayan, go. Hi.
Sige, unahin ko na lang si Carla. Nabanggit niya na Kapampangan siya. Sige, you are a Kapampangan and people from there are known for cooking delicious meals. That's why I think you spend most of your time in the kitchen.
I am a Kapampangan and I enjoy cooking. Pero I don't spend most of my time in the kitchen. Actually, I spend most of my time here sa room ko kasi naglalaro ako lang. Ayun.
Oh, okay. So, next we have
And next ko si Ranzi. You are from the province. That's why I think you prefer comfortable clothes more than fashionable ones.
Yes, tama yun. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, yun nga. Mas prefer ko talaga yung comfortable na formahan, lalo na mga jacket. Kasi, yun nga, malamig sa probinsya. So, yun, jacket talaga yung go-to ko.
siguro, ask din natin, Rancy, where is your province ba?
Quezon Province po.
Okay. Oo nga pala, nag-introduce ka pala. Quezon Province. Okay, now, let's move
Kay
on.
Danica naman, you are a woman. That's why I think sometimes you are or you can be passive.
Mag-agree ako dyan. Kasi para less conflict, ganun. Parang okay, sige na, hayaan mo na lang, ganun. Di na ako nakikipagtalo madalas yun.
Ayan. Okay. I think that's all for everyone. Ayan. Okay. Any speak. Consequently, for the third phase data gathering process, the questions on the questionnaire will center on both cognitive and affective aspects of the participants, their learning experience in general. On the other hand, an analysis of the data will be done to enable the participants to recognize the experiences that are commonly shared within the group. The facilitator will identify the experiences of the participants by providing a set of questions that they could answer. The question can be seen below. Was the activity able to create an avenue free of stigma? What were your thoughts, feelings regarding what the group has conceptualized about you? Do you think the open discussion was able to facilitate feedback and correct misunderstandings presented? How? Do you think the activity helped you to be better understand yourself and others? Did it facilitate the learning process on diversity within the group? Does this activity that you have done manage to rectify the common misconception about your culture and also others' culture? You know what, guys? I want to express that I really appreciate your cooperation in this activity and I have fun knowing you more. And I hope you feel the same way. With that, since we have the online setting, I will be sending a link in the chat box that you can access so that you can answer the questions regarding your experience in the activity. Ayan. So I'm just gonna send the link. All right, I already sent it. Now you can access it and formulate your response. No worries, it will not take much time. Just click the raise hand button once you're done answering. Please check the chat box na lang. Again, just click the raise hand button once you're done answering. And guys, just click the raise hand button once you're done answering. Okay, you're all done. So let's have a 10-minute break first as I check all your responses and synthesize them so that I can give information that we could apply in our lives. So see you in a bit, guys. Now for the fourth phase, synthesis. The facilitator will synthesize all the responses to create one evident perspective or idea that could apply and or can be seen in a local context. During this stage, the inclusion of related literature and research will be done by the facilitator to emphasize the importance of the activity. Okay, hi guys, you're back. So, ayan, upon reading your responses, I can say that for you, this activity can be helpful in creating a stigma-free environment, and it did empower you to better understand yourself as well as others. And this can give support to the study of Nielsen and Basco 2017, which revealed that perspective taking is important in every social relation and having a grasp on what others' situation or difficulties. Also, according to Ku et al. 2015, this kind of activity assists individuals to successfully have a journey toward a healthy social interaction as it allows you to see more of yourselves in others and others to see more in you. Moreover, I identified through your responses that putting yourself in someone else's shoes does not really give assurance that you already understand someone and their situation because you and that someone could have different personality and sensitivity. However, is that it does not take away the capacity of this activity to enable you to know more and be aware of someone's situation or condition, which can be linked to empathy. In the book of Stewart and McHugh, 2013, it was stated that perspective taking is a vital social skill that is related to empathy as well as to open mindedness, forgiveness, social intelligence, in fairness, and self control. Considering all of this, perspective taking is an instrument in diversity training that can fundamentally help us in our daily lives to be enlightened about differences and be open with variety from different people. And for the last phase, which is the integration, the facilitator will assist the participants to generalize their experience to their future endeavors by engaging them to state one commitment in relation to the learning process or even the concept. Okay, before we truly end our session, I want to encourage you to generalize your experience and apply it to your journey. I want you to state one commitment in accordance to the concept we explored in the learning process you become part of today. You can state your commitment in this form in promoting diversity and an objective perspective towards inclusion. I will commit to blank. Okay, again, in promoting diversity and an objective perspective towards inclusion, I will commit to blank. Okay, so Kylene, why don't you go first?
Okay, in promoting diversity and an objective perspective towards inclusion, I will commit to be open always to other people's standpoints or perspectives.
Okay, next. Do we have any volunteer?
Ako na lang po.
Okay, Fancy.
I will commit to eradicate my common misconception on others person's culture.
Okay, very good. Then, next, do we have any volunteer?
Okay, sige, ako na. I will commit
Okay,
to
done.
be empowering to all sexualities.
Okay. And lastly, Carla.
I will commit to being culturally sensitive on a constant basis.
Oh my God, it's lovely to hear your commitments. I hope that you really stick with your commitment and empower others to do the same. In closing this wonderful learning process activity, I want to share a quote that is relevant. It is from Audre Lorde. It is not our differences that divide us, it is our ability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. Let's all become better individuals who recognize, accept, and celebrate the different things we encounter. Okay, thank you so much for your time, guys. Yeah, you may now leave the call. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so
Thank you guys.
much.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
Bye-bye.